Okay, so Amanda, we were talking about gender yesterday, and you have a very interest perspective about the gender in the management team. So my question is, what the management team must do immediately to try to achieve this gender balance in the management team?
Thanks a lot, Javier. For me, it's less a question of gender balance, but much more a question of the management team, and through that, the whole of the CPWF program becoming much more gender aware and getting to a position where we can really change and shift our research for development agenda to actually have a real gender perspective. Immediately, what do we need to do? There's no question. We within the management team actually have to undergo some gender training. We actually have to take on board who we are as individuals, what our roles are. Roles are not just professionally, but also with our friends, with our families, in a situation on the management team where there are at the moment 6 of us, and I'm the only woman on the team. And there's a lot of buy-in to the idea within the team. That's not the problem, but there's also, as there always is, a little bit of fear of change. How do you do it? How do you make a reality of that? The buy-in is because I think together we realize that we need to lead this. And the CPWF Gender Initiative that we've launched with the Innovation Fund that came through Learning to Innovate has been really supported by Alain, who has been following and remarking this, and has got the backing of the board, who have actually said we have to take this seriously.
So do you think that we have to incorporate in every basin project level also the discussion to talk about it, to talk about gender, but also to have this capacity building to understand the gender in the real dimension?
I think we need to do a number of things, and I think the only way that we really move towards this real change and really step up to this challenge is with what I would call a multi-pronged approach. We don't just do one thing. We clearly have to know what the situation is, and we've already started doing that, and we've sent out already a very quick and dirty assessment form saying what's the situation in your projects in terms of the designs, in terms of the monitoring you're putting in place, in terms of who actually has any gender experience and skills within your projects, what are the projects that you've already starting to look at, any gender related innovations that you've got in place. So let's try and find out where we are, but really right now is rather look at where do we need to have more awareness, more training, where do we need to shift our design. This is also about really incorporating adaptive management into our gender perspective. So there's a lot that we need to do in every single project, in every single basin, as we need to do across the program as a whole.
Okay, we were talking yesterday about the handicap of the gender issue because it was not incorporated since the beginning of the idea of the project. So, which one is the learning lesson about it?
Well, then I guess it's 2 things. First of all, it is definitely a serious part of the learning that we're going through, and as good researchers and looking at innovation research, we have to learn how we could do this better. The other side of it, of course, is that as one of the principles of CPWF alongside adaptive management, it's research, gender is there and was there from the beginning. So when we actually designed the projects in all the basins, there was supposed to be a gender element, but none of us were really rigorous enough to actually pay attention to that, to really create teams that actually took that into consideration. It's not too late. So yes, we have to look at the resourcing, but in terms of our own expertise, in terms of our human resource capacity, it's not just about money. I don't think this is about money. I think it's partly about time, and it's about seeing and buying into why, if we really want to be able to address the challenges, the development challenges that we've been set, the only way we're going to be able to do it is if we actually mainstream gender, take a gender perspective. Otherwise, our impact is reduced. We have no choice. We've got to do it.
Thank you, man.
Por el suelo camina mi pueblo, por el suelo hay un agujero.